I can't believe it's taken me 5 years to share this Lingue di Gatto recipe. These are cat's tongue cookies. No cats were harmed in the making of these cookies.
To a bowl, add 100 grams, just less than half a cup, which works out to a quarter cup plus 3 tablespoons of softened butter.
And I live in a really humid location, so I always like to sift my powdered sugar. Otherwise, it gets lumpy like this, and these are a really fine biscuit, so we don't want any lumps of powdered sugar in the mixture. We want to add the same amount of powdered sugar, 100 grams, likewise, just under half a cup. Another good method for getting the lumps out of your powdered sugar is just popping them through your food processor. It makes this process a lot easier. Then with a spatula or a wooden spoon or even a hand mixer, start creaming these ingredients together. It's really important that your butter is super soft because otherwise it will take ages for this to come together. Once your butter and sugar are fully incorporated, you're going to want to separate an egg. I like to separate eggs between my fingertips because I can be really gentle and make sure that I don't break the egg yolk, but you can use whatever method you like. And I'll pop the egg yolk aside and maybe make a nice curd or custard later on. Add your egg white to your butter and sugar mixture, and then mix it together until you have a smooth paste. It looks a little lumpy now, just keep mixing. And as if by magic, it's all come together. To your mixture, add 100 grams, half a cup plus 2 tablespoons of Tipo 00 flour. If you can't find Tipo 00 flour, you can use all-purpose or plain. They just might not be as tender and delicate. And then continue mixing until it becomes a homogeneous dough. That is looking beautiful and silky smooth. Preheat your oven to 190 degrees Celsius or 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And a great tip for when you're piping directly onto a baking tray is to pop a wet paper towel underneath, just like you would a cutting board, so that it doesn't move. And my other hack for making this absolutely perfect and not having moving parchment is to pop a tiny bit of your dough in each corner under the parchment paper. That keeps everything nice and secure. I've fitted my piping bag with a 1 centimeter round tip, but if you haven't got one, you can just pipe straight out of the end of the piping bag. And if you haven't got a piping bag at all, you can just do little dollops about a teaspoon of the dough onto the tray. They'll be circular rather than long, but they'll still taste great. And when I'm filling my piping bag, I use my hand as though it's the rim of the bowl and spread the dough against it. Makes it nice and easy to fill. Give the dough a little squidge so that you make sure there's no air bubbles, and then continue pressing it down the bag until it gets to the tip. And I like to give the bag a tight twist at the end so that I have a lot of tension when I'm piping. And we're ready to pipe. Pipe your dough into 2 to 3 inch straight lines, as straight as you can, making sure to leave quite a wide gap between each row. These cookies will really spread. And if your ends are a little bit peaky from piping, just use a wet finger and tap down those peaks very gently. And these are ready for the oven. These will only need to bake for around 5 to 8 minutes, just until the edges start to get brown. If you'd like to curl your cookies over a rolling pin, you'll have to do these straight from the oven while the cookies are still piping hot. And don't bend them too much because they do tend to snap. They are so buttery and delicate, and I love the way they just shatter on your tongue. And aren't these round ones so cute? Perfect to place a few on the side of a saucer of your cup of tea. If you're looking for another great Italian recipe, you have to try this one. And be sure to subscribe because I have plenty of Italian Christmas cookie recipes coming soon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.